All right, family. What we're gonna do is, I was having a meeting and I was talking to Latrice and April and stuff like that, and we were talking about just different ways to go about, just creating activity in your business and stuff like that. And I know when we kicked things off at the beginning of the year, guys, we talked about the power of prospecting, and we talked about the four prospecting pipelines and stuff like that. And Coach B Walk, a conversation came up about referrals, right? Referrals, like how like the process of getting referrals. Sean is gonna like this one. The process of getting referrals, right? And we were just kind of talking through this deal, man. And what I discovered as a coach is that even when I'm field training these guys, what I've done, Auntie, I had neglected that part of the field training process. Yeah, I showed them how to do a winning presentation. I showed them how to get commitment to go onto the wealth builder, the closing business part, entering in life apps, all that stuff. Man, I've done a great job of that. But you know what I did not do? With the few people that I've been field trained, I haven't shown them how to properly get referrals. And I said, man, Queen, we got to do a better job at that, man. And so what I wanted to do, I wanted to do a rewind. Everybody say rewind, right? I want to do a rewind on that power of prospecting. And I want to kind of lean in to the referral side of things. So let me share my screen with you guys, teammates. Yep. PowerPoint presentation probably looks a little familiar. This is what we kind of touched on back in January. The Proven Movement presents prospecting with a purpose. I think that's what it's called, prospecting with a purpose. But I want to talk about mastering the referral market. Y'all see that big rewind, right? Let's rewind and let's take a look at this together. Now, there's going to be a part of this, guys, where I want to hear from you. I want to hear from you doing parts and pieces of this presentation, especially kind of towards the end. I'm going to ask you guys to weigh in on a question that I have, man, and let's have some fun with it. You guys have been doing such a sensational job whenever you participate in the questions that you have and all that good stuff. I want to hear from you because I think that's when the trainings are the best. When you guys weigh in and you guys are giving your takes and your feedback on things. All right. And so let's talk about it. Just a quick recap, man. Again, this is a rewind. Teammates, look at this. Some of you guys, y'all may have missed that training, or this is just, you knew it, but hey, this is a reinforcement, just a revisiting of what we've done. There are four ways to prospect. You have your warm market. That's where you start your business. You create a list, and some of you guys might need to start there. You probably still have people on your list, or you may have never gone through the process of making a formal list, or you might need to refresh your list and make a new one. You still have people that you know and people who know you. That's your warm market. Anybody that you know and who knows you. It ain't got to be your bestie and all the type of stuff. No, man. It's people sitting in your phone right now that you know and who know you. Guess what, teammates? They're part of your warm market. You make a list of the people in your warm market, right? So that's a way to prospect. Is the people that you already know, people who know you, your warm market, and then you have a new recruit's warm market. Well, that's pretty self-explanatory. You recruit a new person, and what do? They make a list of their warm market. Well, guess what? That's a pool of contacts that can be tapped into that can generate activity in the business, right? And then you have the referral market, which we're going to get to in a second. And then you have the cold market slash networking. And we'll talk about that at another time. I don't think we'll have enough time to cover that tonight, but that's a big one right there. And I'll be honest with you, teammates, where I built my business is in that cold market slash networking market, right? Now, it's a rough go in that market. And I always encourage people that even if you are in a cold market or slash networking market, what you're always trying to do, listen to me when I say this, don't get it twisted. You're always trying to work your way back into a warm market, whether it's your warm market or somebody else's. I'm going to repeat that. Whether it's your warm market or it's somebody else's warm market, you're always trying to get back to a warm market because that's where you're going to get the most success, right? Now, when you have your warm market, you should have credibility in that market. You should have credibility in your warm market where people like you, they trust you, and all that good stuff, right? So you have credibility in your warm market. When you have a new recruit's warm market, you're borrowing the credibility in that market. You're borrowing the credibility, meaning that they don't know you, they know the person you recruited in the business. So when you go into that market, you're working with that new recruit. And so I have to borrow the new recruit's credibility when I'm working that market. Guess what? The referral market, you're doing the same thing, teammates. You're borrowing a person's credibility. Whose credibility are you borrowing? The person who referred you. We call them the referrer, right? You're borrowing their credibility, right? And then last but not least, that cold market slash networking market, you got to create that. You got to create the credibility in that market. They don't know you. You don't know them. You have to present yourself. You have to create the credibility from scratch. And so what does that mean? In this business, teammates, this is a credibility business. Never forget that. You can go back and look at the training that I did from January. I talk about it in detail. This is a credibility business. In order for you to be successful in Primerica, you're going to have to leverage credibility. Either you already have credibility, you're going to have to borrow credibility, or you're going to have to create it. I'm going to repeat it. You either have credibility, you're going to have to borrow somebody else's credibility, or you're going to have to create that bad boy from scratch, right? And so you have the most success in markets where you already have the credibility, or Coach B Walk, where you can borrow somebody else's credibility. That's where you're going to have the most success. So let's fixate in on this referral market. And this is where you're borrowing somebody's credibility. Guys, again, I talked about this earlier this year. This is just a rewind and a reimagining of some of these things, right? So let's talk about this referral market, or warm introductions to people you don't know. That's a fancier way of saying referral market, right? So never forget, the warm market, listen to this, teammates. Nobody's going to tell you this, but I'm here to share it with you. Don't get it twisted. The warm market is amazing. It's amazing because it gives you so much. It gives you so many new opportunities. It gives you so much that you can get in return from the warm market. And it gives you the best feedback, real, honest feedback, April, of where you are. So the best place, the warm market, listen to the best place for you to test yourself in this business is in the warm market. See, there's people that'll do business with you, teammates, just because it's you. You can screw up the presentation, ain't gotta know no kind of answers to questions, Coach B Walk. But since that's your cousin, or that's your cool co-worker, or that's your best friend, or your best friend's friend, they're gonna do business with you. Why? Because it's you. It don't matter that you stumbled all through the presentation. Your technology was failing you. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't get it right. You had to reset your password 2-3 times. They were patient with you enough while you had to call tech support. You had to reschedule the appointment with them. See, they still gonna do business with you because it's you. So that's not even a real test of yourself in this business. But when you get in the referral market, you can't play them games like that because they don't know you. They just meeting you. They're meeting with you off of the recommendation of somebody else. So you get an opportunity to really test yourself in this business when you in that referral market. And guys, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. It's the best place for you to master the fundamentals in the business. It's the best place for you to do that, right? It's the best place for you to master people skills and service skills in this business. Do you have the ability to appeal and connect with a complete stranger who doesn't know you from Adam's house cat, and get them to buy into what it is that you're talking about, and to allow and for them to allow you to lead them to solutions? Guys, that takes people skills and service skills. I'm telling you right now, referral market is the best place for you to develop that. And it'll give you feedback if you need to work on those things, right? Now, the next thing is it's a good place for you to become mentally tough in the business. Because guess what? In that referral market, not everybody's going to buy. Not everybody's going to join. Not everybody's going to give. Not everybody's going to do that. And guess what? Rejection in this business, listen to me. Let me stop sharing on this. Let me clear this up. Rejection is not failure. Rejection is good for you in this business because that rejection gives you feedback on what you might need to work on. You just might need to become tougher. You might just need to become more knowledgeable. It might give you objections, and it's just telling you that, man, it's time for you to tighten up on this area in the way you explain things, Jamel. Like, so don't ever take rejection as a bad thing. And sometimes, and I love this saying, sometimes rejection is protection. You don't need to do business with that person, right? But you have to be able to mentally process these things, and it creates your mental fortitude. And the referral market, teammates, is the best place for you to become mentally tough during the business. So you get so, can y'all see how y'all getting so much out of referral market? And so I'm telling you right now, if you're not dabbling in the referral market right now, if you're still in your warm market, that's great. Continue to get through your warm market, but from that warm market, you want to get into referral market, right? Because it's going to give you so much. Guess what? Referral market is the best place for you to learn how to personally make money in the business. It's the best place for you to personally learn how to make money in the business, right? Let me say this. Ideally, best case scenario, your field trainer should be with you, Jamel, during your warm market. Meaning that you got somebody that's going with you. They're going to do the presentation. They're going to help you close business. And if they doing their job, which I found that I wasn't really doing, they should be helping you get referrals. Now, the referral market should be where you test your hand. I'm going to repeat that. Your warm market is where you should be able to practice, and your trainers with you. They're able to support you and undergird you and all of that. Now that referral market, teammates, you want to get to a place where you like, hey, coach, let me try this one. Let me try this one. To where you get to a place to where you're able to test how much you know and how far you can go in that referral market. Now, if it's a situation where you know going in that you're going to need some support, absolutely. And even if you're still unsure, you need somebody to be with you on appointment, absolutely. But on those referral appointments, you should literally try to get outside of all of your comfort zones. You should be like if I'm with you, you should be like, Nick, don't say nothing. I want you to be on camera in the beginning, and I'm going to introduce you. And then I want you to turn your camera off as though you're not there, even though I hope you're still there. But turn your camera off. I'm going to drive. I'm going to fly this thing. And if I crash, I crash. Are y'all with me on that? See, you're not going to be able to get that real feedback. Now, we want you to do this in your warm market too, but your warm market is going to show you all kind of love, all kind of grace, and this, that, and the other. Guys, teammates, I want you to miss sales. What? Did he say that? Yes. I want you to miss sales. I want you to hear no. I want you to struggle. I want you to come across stumbling blocks. Because that's the only way you are going to get better in this business. You know how I know that? That's how I got better. Got better by doing it. By not knowing the answers to questions, having people tell me no and have to overcome that, or having to explain things to help people understand how this works and that works without anybody without anybody bailing me out. It's the same thing with the caterpillar going into the cocoon and having to struggle as the butterfly to get their way out. Because if you help the caterpillar turned butterfly, Sean, get out of the cocoon, it'll kill them. Because the wings don't get strong enough to be able to fly. They have to struggle their way out of the cocoon. Because struggling their way out of the cocoon sends fluid down to the wings and makes the wings stronger. So when they finally, on their own, break free, they're strong enough to fly. I'm here to tell you, teammates, you should lean into all of it. Whatever feedback this business is giving you, take it, make the adjustments, keep pushing. That happens in the referral market. Telling you right now. And I'm telling you what I wish somebody had told me early in my career. What else? The referral market is this blessed place. I said for you to personally learn how to make some money in this business because you want to get paid. You want to get paid. Best place for you to do different products and different things like that for clients and all that type of stuff. Master your system, the system and the process, implementing these strategy solutions for clients, getting prepared, you know what I'm saying? And saying, hey man, I gotta be on my game and making money. You learn the habit of consistency in the business in the referral market, right? And you learn it's the best place for you to recruit new directs, new recruits, new direct recruits. Best place for you to do that is in the warm market. You're going to get new direct recruits in the warm market. And so it gives you so much. So the question is what market are you in right now? Are you still in your warm market? If you're still in your warm market, that's fantastic. We need to work your warm market, but your warm market, it's limited. It's finite. Sooner or later, you're going to run out of your warm market. But if we work your warm market right, we should have something to show for it and get you into a referral market, right? If you're not in a referral market, guys, we got to get you in a referral market because the referral market is that warm market to be in over the long term, right? That's going to give you so much in this business. If you're in a cold market / networking market, guess what? You're going to get in there and you're going to help some clients. And guess what you're going to get from them clients? Referrals. And that's going to put you in the referral market. So you should be killing in the referral market. Of course, the two markets that you're going to stay in, if you're doing the right thing, if you're working them down, guys, listen, I'm talking about longevity in the business after your warm market is long gone. Now, you can always add new people to your warm market. I'm not saying you can't. But most of your contacts is going to come from two sources, or they should. They should come from a new recruits warm market and referrals. That's where most of your new contacts should come from. A new recruits warm market and referrals, right? And both of those markets, check this out, they kind of function the same. It kind of functions. The only difference is because you have a referrer, the only difference is when you have a new recruits warm market IT, the referrer is actually coming with you on the appointment. Y'all ain't hearing me. They both function the same as far as how you interact with those markets. All right. So let's keep going. We talked about this. This is a rewind. What are the ideal referral sources, right? You have your clients. Now, these could be new clients or these are old clients that you can revisit and get back in front of. Let's say, Nick, I met with him 3 months ago or 4 months ago. I never got referrals from him. You can get back in front of these people for the purpose of getting referrals. Yes, you can. You can schedule an appointment with them to say, hey, there's a part of the process. I know we helped you with this, and this, but there was a part of the process that we forgot to do. I want to schedule a time to meet with you to kind of talk about that. And you could do that with old clients. What about supported family members? Some of you guys have family members that, man, they love you. You the favorite niece, you the favorite nephew, you are the favorite cousin, all of that type of stuff. And these people know people. Right? They might be your brother, your sister, all of that. They might not want to become a client, but guess what? They might have 2, 3, 4 people that they can refer to you, can get you in front of new people. So supported family is always good. Supported friends is the same thing. Now, supported friends could be your friends, your day ones, the people that you worked with, they become friends, right? It could be your fraternity brothers, sorority sisters, all of that. Church members, supportive friends are really good referral sources. And when you're talking about dealing with supportive family and supportive friends, not all of them are clients. That's fine. Well, Nick, they don't want to do business with me and I feel some type of way. So what? My best friend didn't do business with me for years. Now he's a client. So look, just stick with it. You don't know when the spirit is going to move and they're going to come to themselves and do business with you. But that don't mean that you stop moving and you stay stuck there. No, you keep it going. And guess what? Those people, whether they do business with you or not, they can still be a referral source for you. So it ain't just working to people, it's working through people. It's not just working to people, you got to work through people, right? And then friendly advocates, man. These are people, they just love the purpose. They love the mission, what it is that you're doing. They like the vision. And they just want to advocate for you. They just want to be, look, man, whatever you need, you can come talk to my ministry group or this, that, and the other. They like what you got going on and they're advocating for you. Guys, these are ideal referral sources. And then the next thing are life insurance emergency contacts. B-Walk, we hadn't talked about this in a long time. Emergency contacts. Look, guys, an emergency contact is, y'all know how we might do business with somebody. So you got a life insurance contact. Let's say it's a single person and they have kids. Jamel, you like this one. Let's say single sister, she got kids, and this, that, and the other. We do a life insurance policy for her. We put her primary beneficiary down, and then we put her contingent beneficiary down, right? You know what we haven't been doing? We haven't been telling that sister, you know what? One of the biggest challenges that the life insurance industry can face often is that people will pass away and their family doesn't know they have a policy. As a matter of fact, there's millions of unclaimed death benefits that are just floating out there because people have passed away and no one stepped up to claim them because people don't know that they have a policy. So, in order to circumvent that as a challenge, we create what's called an emergency contact certificate. So in the event that you pass away, this certificate has a little bit of your information, but it has my contact information on there. So if the unthinkable happens, your emergency contact can contact me and let me know what's happened. And they don't have to scramble trying to find and search for a policy. Do y'all think that that's a good thing for people to have? Absolutely, right? And so what you do is you say, okay, if you had to identify who your emergency contact is, who would you want it to be? A lot of times it's going to be who they put down as their beneficiary and their contingent beneficiary. Now, teammates, you can collect 1, 2, 3 emergency contacts, whatever the case may be. And what you do, when you get those emergency contact sheets filled out and they're editable files, you can access the emergency contact sheet on Virtual Base Shop. On our team Virtual Base Shop, we got a copy of it out there. You can download it, right? But what you do is you complete that sheet and then you have your client, check this out, let the person know that they put that as emergency contact that you're going to be calling them. Look, we got a whole script for this thing. And so you can reach out to the emergency contact to say, hey, Brenda, this is Jamel. Did Leora tell you that I was going to call you? Yeah, she told me, okay, great. Listen, I'm her life insurance agent. And I was telling her that, hey, man, she needed to identify emergency contact just in case something happens. It'll be the person that is, that can reach out to me to let me know what happens so we can get the claims process started. Are you okay with being Leora's emergency contact? What you think she gonna say? She gonna say, absolutely, great. And so what you do is you schedule an appointment with her to go over the emergency contact certificate, say, hey, look, I hope you never have to use this anytime soon. But if you do, at least we've met and you know who I am, right? Now, when I told Leora to identify emergency contact, I told her to identify somebody who was responsible and a person who knew and understood how important this was. And now that I got a chance to meet you, I know why she chose you. Let me ask you something. Would it be okay if I kind of shared with you some of the information I share with Leora so that way you can at least know what it is that we do? What do you think that client's going to say or that person's going to say? Go ahead and talk to me. And you just had an appointment right there. And oftentimes that emergency contact might turn into a client. But guess what, teammates? They might not. They might. And that's a way to go about handling this business. So you can do that through emergency contacts. All right. Are y'all finding this helpful? Is this good? Give me a thumbs up if this is good. All right, cool. So we work in this referral market. That's what we're doing. All right. So let's go to the next thing. Keys to remember about getting referrals. These are some really specific keys I want you to remember. Remember, referrers refer trust, not products. So you have to have a level of trust built up with that person. And that trust comes when you take them through a process to where it doesn't just seem transactional. You get what I'm saying? Like you've really helped them. You've really provided value to them to where they trust you, right? So that's important. Another thing is that the referrals you get, they are earned, not owed. Now I'm gonna clarify that a little bit, but just know that you got to do something to get some referrals. You got to earn some. You got to earn them. But let me say this: I put an asterisk by that one, Coach B Wall, because some people owe you some stuff. They owe you. You didn't gave them time. You didn't gave them money. You didn't gave them alibis. Yes, you have. Um, you didn't watch kids. You didn't help them move. Y'all get what I'm saying? They owe you stuff. And so you've already done the earning. You've already earned it. They just need to give it to you. Right? That's it. They owe you that. All right, so check this out. Always negotiate referrals on the front end. You only get what you negotiate. So this is the famous line from our presentation that we say at the end of the first appointment. Really, okay. Can y'all agree that we start talking about the referrals on the front end of the first appointment? Am I right or am I right? Because when we doing the warm up, what we be telling them? We say we want you to look at it two ways, right? What's the two ways we say we want people to look at it? Somebody come off mute and give it to me.
First way is, do you find value in this product for yourself? If so, I'd like to interview to be that person. The second is if you know somebody that would benefit from the same information, let me know as well. Something like that.
Yeah. That's it. That's it. Hey, you may know somebody that can benefit from getting the same information. If so, um, you know, hopefully you feel worst case scenario. Hopefully you feel comfortable being a referral source because we don't cold call, knock on strangers' doors, none of that. We find that referrals from a credible person is the best way for us to connect with other people, right? And so all of that, yeah. Look, guys, that's in there by design. You're already getting a soft commitment from people. Now we don't just say that. We say that, but we follow it up with a question. We say, "Does that sound fair enough?" And what do they say, Coach B Walk? Yep, that sounds fair enough. Right? So they've given you a soft commitment to give referrals. Then when you get to the end of the first appointment and you're talking about, hey, let me pull this up again. You've gotten the commitment from them to do the wealth builder and all that good stuff. You scheduled a second appointment with them, April, and you told them what they need to pull together, or you sent them the B Dollar Smart link. You get what I'm saying? All of that, and they've said, guide it on. You tell them, hey, listen, our only, like I said on the screen, our only fee for service, Latrice, is if you find value in our wealth builder process, we ask that you help us identify a short list of people who can benefit from going through the same experience. Does that sound fair enough? And they say, yes. So they've given you a second soft commitment to give referrals. So the negotiation has started. You've negotiated referrals. Now it's just a question of whether or not you feel that you deserve them and if you've earned them. I think that you have. If you take somebody through a wealth builder, I think that you've earned the referrals. I think that you have. And so here's the deal though. When you do get referrals, only take referrals within our target market. People that are between age 25 and 55 and employed full time. I'm going to come back to that here in a second. I'm going to come back to that. All right. Quality referrals are better than quantity of referrals. Don't get caught up in the number of referrals over the quality of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't I don't want your broke cousin. I don't want that. I don't want the person who is on the couch at your grandmama house. Don't refer me to that. No, I don't want that. I want quality. over quantity. And then this is a good one right here, guys. Once you've got the list of referrals, make sure referrals get warmed up with a text message. And this is the text message right here. This script is in our virtual base shop. You say, hey, this is the message that the referrer sends to each person that they refer. It says, I just passed your number to a friend of mine, April Suknanan. She's with a company that shares some powerful financial concepts with me about creating more wealth. It made me think of you. Take a phone call from her and schedule a time to meet with her to find out more. I think you'll be impressed with the information. That text message is all the warm up that you need. It's all that client needs to engage in with that referral. All right. Put all your referrals in CRM so you don't lose them. Put them in CRM. Referrals have a shelf life. Remember that. So contact them within 24 to 72 hours. That's when they're the freshest, right? And they don't start to grow stale. Call the referrals. Do not text referrals. Don't do that. Pick up the phone, dial their phone number, and call them. Use the referral script when calling referrals because it just gives you control over the conversation, right? Do not finesse or freestyle a referral conversation. Don't do it. Yes, to this day, 20 plus years in the business, teammates, I still use a script whenever I call referrals. Yes, I do. Call them, don't text referrals, all right? Not unless they text you. Like, let's say you call and then they don't answer and then they shoot you a text. Has anybody had this happen to where you call a referral and they don't answer, but then like about a minute later they say, who is this? Has anybody ever had that happen to them? Yeah, who is this? You can text back there to say, hey, this is Nick Bracey. I got your number from Leora Simmons. Did she give you a heads up I was going to call you? And you can kind of text them back there. Yeah, she told me you was going to call. Okay, great. Now, I don't do my pitch over text message. What I ask is, hey, when is a good time for me to call you? Y'all missed that. I'm not like, hey, I'm trying to schedule a meeting with you and blah, blah. Don't do that. Just say, hey, trying to reach you. When's a good time to call you? Oh, you can call me around 7:30. I'm at my baby's practice. Okay, great. I'm going to call him at 7:30. That's what I'm doing. Does that make sense, y'all? Call when you schedule an appointment. Don't text. All right. And then remember this. Referrals see you as an expert. Nick, I only been in the business for 4 months. Don't matter. They see you as an expert. So carry yourself that way at all times. Even if you're still learning, even if this information is still new to you, carry yourself as an expert because I promise you, you know more than they do about all of this stuff, how money works, just with the things that you've been exposed to, you know more than they do, right? And so carry yourself as an expert with that. And I'm not trying to say pretend or pose. No, just what I'm really saying, teammates, is be confident. Be confident, all right? Because that creates an energy. That creates a good energy, all right? And so let's talk about steps to getting referrals. This is where we're going to go a little bit deeper, right? Steps to getting referrals. So you've negotiated them and all that good stuff. And so when you let's say that you have, let me set this up right. This is a scenario. Let's say, April, that you have you've done business with somebody, they become a life insurance client, they've done a Roth IRA, all that good stuff, and blah blah blah. And then they're happy about it. You've hit submit on things and blah all that, and they say, "Man, we really appreciate you." At that point, you can revisit the client referral commitment after the wealth building. Now, let me jump in here, teammates. On the second appointment, before you even go into the wealth builder, you can revisit the client's referral commitment. What do I mean by that? You can say, hey, listen, we're about to go through the wealth builder, but remember, our only fee for service for going through this wealth building process is that we want to create a short list of referrals. So after we go through this process and we go through everything, the last thing that we're going to do is we're going to create a short list of referrals. You still remember that? Is that okay? Yes. It's not a bad idea to do. It's the beginning of the second appointment. So that way you just remind them of the commitment that they made to you on the first meeting. Everybody got that? Y'all good? All right, cool. But whenever you do it, let's say at the end, when you're ready to make the list, you say, hey, remember, our only fee for service for the wealth builder is to create a list of people that can benefit from hearing about how we help families, right? And so what you do is you pull up this editable referral name list on your screen, right? This is what I do. I pull this bad boy up right here on the Zoom screen. And I tell the client, hey, the type of referrals that I'm looking for. I say, hey, look, I'm going to share my screen so we can build this referral list, what? Together. And as we go through this process, we want to focus on identifying people who are employed full-time in between the ages of 25 and 55. Does that make sense? And they say, yes, that makes sense. Okay, great. All right. List on the screen. Then I'm saying, all right, this is the magic question that you have to ask. Ask this magic question and then shut up. You say, who's the first person that comes to mind that you think would love to become financially independent? You're going to go through their phone and be like, oh, my sister. They're going to say my sister or my brother and his wife, right? They're going to say it off the top of their head. Great. And so what you do is you type in the name. Now, this is all up on the screen. You're on the sheet, typing it in. They get their name, you get their phone number, and then you ask them the qualifying questions. Is he employed full time? Okay. I put an X there in that box. Is he between age 25 and 55? Put an X in that box. Okay, great. Do they have kids that are under the age of 18? Okay, they do. All right, great. We know that they're married. Excellent. Now, when they do the name, if it's a married couple, I'm getting husband and wife's name on that line. Then I'm asking them, whose phone number am I getting? Are you giving me the wife's number? Are you giving me the husband's number? Y'all get what I'm saying? And then the last question on the qualifying question is, are they a homeowner or are they renting? Right? Oh, they're a homeowner. Okay, great. And so then and then what I do, Coach B Walk, I affirm the client after they give me a referral. Say, man, that's a great one right there. Mr. and Miss Client, that's a great referral. Who's next? And shut up. And I go through that and I'm doing it. Every time they give me a person, April, and I'm qualifying, I'm saying, yep, that's a good one right there. Ooh, that's going to be a good one. Who's next? April, talk to us. What question you got?
So some of us are of an age that we might be 55 already or 56, and we're talking to our peers. I want to know how to make sure that they don't view that like, oh, I'm going to limit what I'm telling you to only 25 to 55, because it might be somebody that's 56, you know, that can have it. I mean, how do you make sure that they keep that in mind, because I could be limiting them because they think, oh, only 25 to 55 years old.
That's a great point. That's a great question. You have the ability to be flexible. It's not a hard and fast, um, you know, boundary that you have to stay in. You can tell them, hey, look, if you know somebody that's on the fringes of 55, that might be 56, 57, that you feel is would be open-minded to having a conversation with me, feel free to throw them in there. But just let me know what their age is, and we'll go with that. And so, yeah, you can be flexible with that. Absolutely. Absolutely. So that way people don't feel restricted in terms of the amount of people. Now, what you don't want to do, you don't want to have people give you a list of, because ultimately, guys, you're bending this list through the prism of who's going to be the best life insurance clients for you. Are y'all with me on that? And so that 25 to 55 age range is the age range where people can probably medically qualify for life insurance without having as much scrutiny in their underwriting, and to where they might have less health issues. Now that doesn't mean they don't have any health issues if they're within that range, but they might have fewer health issues if they're within that range, right? And so that's really what that is. Now, if you're securities licensed, there is no age restriction when you if you're prospecting for investment clients and all, there is no age restriction with that. Just know that that age thing is just bending it through the prism of the best pool of life insurance client candidates. That's what that is. But you can be flexible with it. Just don't walk away with a list of people that, if you're not securities licensed, don't walk away with a list of people that are in their mid to late 60s. To where somebody says, "Hey, I want to give you to my great aunt," and this, then, like, no, like, let's get younger. Remember, you are the traffic cop when you're creating a name list, guys. You are directing traffic. If the client starts veering too much, you say, whoa, 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 hold on a second. Well, I appreciate you wanting me to give that person, but we'll save them for later. Who else do you got that might fit this criteria? So it's up to you to steer them and direct them to the type of candidates that you're looking for. You have that power. I want you all to know that. Has everybody got that? You're in the driver's seat when it comes to that. But that comes with confidence and knowing that family, it just comes from, y'all know how many bogus referral lists that I have gotten over the years, and it's my own fault. Nope, it's my own fault. I allowed the client to give me these lists, and as they were giving me the list of people, in the back of my mind, Mom, I'm already knowing, like, I should not be writing these names down. This is not a good. But I didn't have the confidence to say no. Like, hey, to say, hey, you know what? I appreciate you thinking about that person, but that might not be the type of person I'm looking for right now. They're unemployed. They 19 years old. Y'all get what I'm saying, y'all? It's just, no, don't do it. And I would try to I would try to convince myself, like, hey man, maybe it's good for me to catch him while he's young, and this, that, and the other. I can teach him it. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I was waiting on Omar to jump in. Omar, talk to us, man.
Kevin, can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you, brother.
Man, I was just wanting to ask as far as the referrals go. I think also it's important to set the expectation from the person that you're getting referrals from. Like you say, quality people. And also, I think it's also a good idea to kind of let them know that the quality of the referrals is a reflection on them too. You kind of let them know that, hey, the referrals that you give me, make sure you give me the person that's going to answer my phone. Make sure it's a person that's a friend to you, not someone that you hate. Because they're going to be representing you in a sense. So kind of let them know that the quality of the referrals is somehow tied to them.
So good. That's a good value add. Absolutely. I love that. They are a reflection of you. So choose wisely. Auntie, talk to us.
Thank you for this training. I wanted to ask a question, but this is really how I'm feeling with the referrals. When I have the first meeting with the client and kind of prep them and let them know about what the next steps will be and the fee for service, they're like looking at me. But then by the time I share information with them, or maybe I do the F&A or proposal, whatever, they're really excited because now they have a solution for their problem. So when they have that solution before we get to the application, I find that they're saying to me, this is so good. And I'm like, yup, you see this value? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, I know you know people that I need to tell, right? They're like, yeah. So I did not get names at that moment. I waited till the next meeting. So the fire was it was still there, but it wasn't the same. It's like when I'm solving their problem, they're at like the pinnacle. And I feel like at that point, I need to be saying, give me those names. I wanted to get your thoughts on that because I had a lady like, oh, I got people for you. Now she's like, yeah, I do. Give me a day. I'm gonna get them to you. We're gonna talk or we're gonna meet away. But I'm like, I should have got those names when she was about to cry. She was so excited about what we were talking about. She almost had tears in her eyes. I feel like when they're at that pinnacle of this is so good, this is going to change my life, my family's like, that's when we get those names. Tell me what you think, because I just feel like that's the strap, that's the way. Get them.
First of all, I want you to do my FNA, my wealth builder, Auntie, because if you got folks crying on the wealth builder, they having a spiritual experience on your wealth builder. So, hey, we all gonna get to that point at some point. But no, seriously though, Auntie, I think that is awesome and amazing. Guys, there is no hard and fast rule. If you want to jump in at that point and start getting names and numbers, don't think that I'm over in the corner in spirit saying, nope, you shouldn't be doing that, Auntie. No, get first. Whether it's at the end, whether it's in the middle, whether it's at the beginning, wherever you feel comfortable. And let me tell you something. There is a word that I want you guys to know, and I want you to be able to understand and act on. Omar, I'm coming to you. Y'all want to know what this word is? This word is everything, you guys. But you only get this word and you only get access to what this word can give you by doing through experience. Are y'all ready to hear this word? It's called instinct.
Mm-hmm.
It's instinct.
Yeah.
I can't give you my instinct. My spidey senses have been honed over years. I know what to quote, what not to quote. I know the psychology behind this type of client versus that type of. I thought you said you quoted this person over here, this, but when we met with that person last week, you didn't. You did. It's instincts. That's all it is. It's just instincts, man. And you only get instinct by doing it over and over and over again, sitting in front of so many different people. You develop it. So, Auntie, what you're talking about is acting on your instinct. You've earned it. You've sat in front of a lot of people. Do it. Act on it. Make it happen. In that moment, while the fire is burning hot and that client is emotionally attached to your recommendation, you say, listen, and they talking about, I know a bunch of people. Hey, listen, we're going to park it right here. Let's go ahead and before you forget, let's go ahead and make this list real quick. Like, do it. Absolutely. But if they're not giving you that type of energy, don't be thinking that you about to don't mess it up by like, hey, you know what I just thought of? Let's get some referrals. They're gonna be looking at you like, what? Like, don't do that. But you know when to do it and how to do it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Go for it.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Omar, talk to us. What else you got, brother?
No, I was just going to follow up on what Jackie was saying. Going back also on the expectation that we have to normalize getting referrals. Set the expectation at the beginning. Like, yeah, I mean, Mr. Client, after you see the information, most people, they give us a bunch of referrals. And then going back to Jackie's point, you can add to whether it's at the beginning or at the end or throughout. But a lot of people give us referrals because this is such a great information. So at the beginning, you're setting up the expectation of, one, it's normal that you get referrals. Two, that you can ask for them at any point if you feel like that's the right time.
Love it. That's it. But the referrals, just put a priority on them, guys, because they are the lion's share of your compensation. That is your appointments and your clients for tomorrow and the day after is the referrals. What you're doing today with this client, that's going to satisfy today. But what about tomorrow and the day after and the week after? That's the referrals. So that's part of your compensation are the referrals. But affirming that client, telling them, hey, man, that's a good one. And guess what? Sometimes a client might give you single, single, single. Then they'll throw a married couple in there. Look, I don't mind saying, and this is no shade on single people, but when they throw them, y'all know when they give them ones where they on paper they just look good. Like these clients they give you for referrals, these referrals they give you, I'll say, man, that was a good one. Who else do you know that's like that couple? So that's I'll steer them in that direction. Okay, that's a good one right there. That's a real man. That's a young couple. How old are they? Young couple. Okay, good deal. Who else do you know that's like them? And then they'll start on that line. Oh, I know this couple, that couple. And so you're steering them. You're directing the traffic. Keep asking who's next until the client stops. You, guys, don't get nervous. Don't be thinking internally, am I doing too much? Am I asking for too much? Oh my gosh, I don't want them to think that I'm being pushy by asking to see. That's you thinking. That's your overthinking. You better keep asking them who's next until they stop. Because they'll stop. And you know what they're gonna tell you? You know what? I think that's about it. I think that's about who all I got right there. I think that's good. So the client will stop you. But until they do that, you keep going, who's next? Who's next? Who's next? Who's next? And then here's a pro tip, guys, to get 1 or 2 more referrals. You say, you know, Mr. and Mrs. Client, there's usually one last person, maybe 2 last people who doesn't make it onto the list that probably should have. And many times that ends up being the person who benefits the most from the information. So who's that one last person, that one last contact that you have that you think could truly be blessed by getting this information? And you know what they're going to do? They're going to scroll through that phone, walk one more time. And they're going to be like, oh, yeah, Latrice and Don, you need to talk to them. And they're going to throw another one on there. That's a pro tip, y'all. That's a pro tip. After they tell you that's it, you throw that last one in there and you might get 1, possibly even 2 more contacts, if not more. Latrice, talk to me. Where'd you go? Latrice, did you have your hand up? Okay. I think that she's coming off. But yeah, but that little piece right there will get you extra contacts, extra opportunities to see who else they may know. All right. All right, perfect. But these are some steps to getting referrals. We'll go to the next.
There we go. When you're ready.
Cool. Yes, talk to me.
I don't know why I couldn't see my icons. I'm sorry. I'm on my phone, that's why. But I'm curious what we do we, and maybe not necessarily up front, right? Where I say it, but has anyone had success in pulling more referrals through like incentives or prizes, if you will, for people who gave good referrals?
That's a great question. If you don't mind, Latrice, I'm gonna talk about that one towards the end.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump on that one, and then we can all have a conversation about that because there's a way to do it that makes sense to you as the agent. And all right, once you've gotten the list, they've added the final person to the list. Teammates immediately have that client send the person on the referral list a warm-up text message, a warm-up referral message while you are still on Zoom with them. That's a big one. Immediately have the client send each person a warm-up referral text while you are still on Zoom with them. And the reason why you want to do that is because you want to be present when the referrals respond back. You want to be present. So while they're sending those messages, they're going to have people that immediately respond. And they're going to respond with an okay, thanks for the heads up, cool, thank you so much for thinking about me, blah, blah, blah. And you want to make note of every person that responds in a positive way. Why? Because them the ones you're going to call. Those are the ones that you're going to call. Absolutely. And so, yeah. Now, let's address the pink elephant in the room. And before we do that, let's talk about Latrice's question. The incentives for refers and stuff like that. My take on that is, if you're going to offer any type of incentive for somebody who gives referrals, it needs to be results based. Don't give her incentive just for giving me contacts. It needs to be results based, meaning that if somebody refers a person to me and that person does business, life insurance business, and that life insurance business gets issued, once it gets issued, then we could talk about whatever the incentive is for that. But it has to get issued. It ain't just for the contact. It's not that once I submitted the app, once that app has been submitted, it's gone through underwriting and the app has gotten issued, then we could talk about an incentive. Make it sensible. Don't be giving out $100 per client, $50 per client, nothing like that. Let's have a conversation about whoever, if you're thinking about doing any kind of incentive for referrals and like that, guys, have a conversation with me, or for Blessed Dynasty Base Shop, have a conversation with Coach B Walk. Talk about some things that, from a financial standpoint, it makes sense for you, but you can do those things. Movie tickets, uh, gift cards, things like that. But maybe not for everybody. Maybe for an intimate group or a person. Yeah, you're able to do that. Omar, and then Auntie, talk to us.
No, just gonna mention on, per law, per license in Texas, you're allowed to do up to $25 per year per client on a non-cash gift. So that's kind of like the limit that you kind of are supposed to, which is not too bad, but they will definitely appreciate it. And like you're saying, make sure that it closes business. Otherwise, it doesn't make too much sense. Then going back to sending that text message, just a quick tip on this is I don't know if Android phones have this type of technology, but in iPhones we have text replacement, and then you can actually write the whole text message that you want, and then do a shortcut on it, so that way when you're sending it to your prospect, you just send that shortcut and it develops the text message automatically.
It's good. It's really good. I don't know if Android do that either, man. Who knows? Auntie, talk to us. Appreciate that, Omar.
Yeah, I just wanted to share with Latrice that when I've given out like a $25 gift card is when I'm at a vending event and I have one of those gold barrels that you spin. So what I do is, the person who it's a raffle, the name get drawn out the bin. Then I'm gathering a bunch of contacts. So I'll give out incentive that way to kind of gather names. I don't know if Sean remembers. Sean actually did a online workshop once, and she had a cleaning company and what she wanted to do is have them invite a bunch of people. So the person who had the most guests got a gift card. So it was more, referrals that way, bring the people to the event and they got a gift card. So those were the two that we've done, but not a specific, like you refer, the refer to me and then you get money. So those were the two ways.
So I kind of want to add that that's kind of what came to mind for me was if you want to do an incentive, do it as a competition. Okay, well, who am I getting the most referrals from after my appointments? Give them a certain amount of time and tell them, okay, for the next week and a half, from maybe the 10th to the 20th, I'm trying to see who can give me the most referrals. And, that person that does, they'll get that. So you'll probably pick a gift card. I don't do incentives unless I'm maybe at an event, kind of like what Nick was talking about, because you do want to make sure that, hey, you're actually closing business from this. Because if you go around trying to give incentives out to everyone, first of all, people could just be throwing fake names at you, right? Second, you have to understand what we do and how much value we truly add to someone. If you're to go to a Merrill Lynch, I just asked ChatGPT because I don't think y'all know how much this stuff costs. That's $1,000 to $5,000 for a standalone financial plan. So I'm already offering you a complimentary financial needs analysis that has taken a lot of time. Remember, I came on here the other week and I said, cheap is not good and good is not cheap. So if I'm sitting before you for an entire hour, we good. Give me those referrals because the last few weeks I've had a few people, and I'm so glad because you can tell when you start switching your market. I'm starting to get in front of people that say, "Well, hey, what you're helping me. What we're doing. So how do I like? How do you get paid for this? Like, how do I pay you?" Well, I'm glad you asked. I'm glad you asked. We don't do any cold calling or knocking on doors. We feel like a referral will go a long way, and so we're not charging you anything. That's the cost. I need those referrals. But I'm not trying to spend an hour, Latrice, and I'm not trying to spend an hour with anybody and then turn around and give you my $25. No, I'm not doing that. Because if I did that, then what my money at? Right? We just gotta think about it like that. But if they were to go to a Merrill Lynch, y'all, they're going to pay for that financial game plan that you are doing is complimentary. So you are already, and by that time, you probably already have spent almost an hour and a half with them because the first meeting, you don't know how long that first meeting is gonna go, that second meeting, and so you got to close out. Hey, now I need these referrals. So just start thinking like that, and when you think like that, you won't be afraid to ask because you truly, if a person truly does, it says it, standalone. That's how much they're going to charge. They don't charge their high net worth clients, but they're going to charge a standalone person that much for a financial needs analysis. So, hey, I might as well get these referrals. If that's how you're going to pay me, then come on. That's fine, right? But just don't get caught up in the incentives, okay? That's what I was going to say.
That is good, teammates.
Thank you.
Good stuff. All right, now let's talk about this pink elephant in the room, right? Let's address the pink elephant in the room. Y'all know what the pink elephant in the room is? What if the client does not want to cooperate with giving you referrals? You didn't quote unquote negotiate it on the front end. You didn't mention it on the back end, and it come time for them to pay up and give you referrals, and they don't want to act right. They don't want to cooperate. So does that happen? Yes or no? It can happen. Absolutely. So what are some of the objections clients can give, right? And this is where I want to hear from you guys again. What are some of the things that when you ask for referrals that people are telling you, people are saying to you that is other than, yes, I'm willing to give you referrals, and they actually do it? What are some of the things y'all are hearing?
I don't know anybody.
I don't know anybody. The old trusted, I don't know anybody. I'm just a hermit. I'm living by myself. I'm alone in this world.
The other thing is, they'll say, "Oh, I don't give out phone numbers. I have to ask them first." And then, you can always say, "I'll call you back," and so give them a time certain where you'll call them back.
I got you. There it is. That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good one. What else? I don't know anybody. I don't just give out people's phone numbers without asking them first. All of that. Anybody else?
My friends are set up already.
My friends are set up already. They already got this stuff. They don't need this stuff. I think that they're good. Blah, blah, blah. All of that. I mean, that's that's a good one. That's a really, really good one. I agree, Coach B. Walker. All of them are good. Anybody else have anyone to add?
I've had some people tell me that their networks wouldn't take this topic seriously. That they've tried to talk to them about financial, just money in general, and they'll say, these jokers that I'm hanging with, they don't take it seriously. So I wouldn't even waste your time with them. That's what I've heard. That's from maybe two people.
Ooh, Auntie, that is a good one. To where they try to hide behind the lack of interest and seriousness and commitment to financial literacy and all of that of their market. Like they are the only one out of their family, friends, and centers of influence that even thinks about any of this stuff and takes it seriously.
Yeah, that's what she told me. And what's interesting, this same lady, after I set her up, I would say maybe like 6 to 9 months later, she gave me like 5 referrals. I just told my friends about you, what you called, and I did business with almost all of them. So yeah. But she didn't know. She said, my friends don't, they're not serious about this topic.
Yeah. Yeah. So teammates, what do you do when somebody does that? What do you do? What do you say? Because it's going to happen.
What do we say to which question? Which
To,
question?
to whatever objection that they give you. When they tell you that, what do you say? What do you do? How do you respond to that? What's your next response?
Talk about the outcome if they actually refer them, and then like how beneficial it could be for them as it is for your prospect to your client, either or, and also how well you're going to treat them with much respect and professionalism as you're treating them.
Right. Right. Absolutely. I think that's good. I think that's really good. What I'm getting at, guys, is that there's no magic bullet for this. This response you will get, and it's going to be a test of your conviction and your toughness in this situation. Now, let me say this, throw this disclaimer out there. You cannot force anybody to do anything. You cannot force. What you can do is remind them of what they told you. You can remind them. You can definitely do that. You can now how you remind them is up to you. It's up to you, right? Because they gave you how many commitments that they were going to help you do the referrals? They gave you one? No, they gave you two, maybe three, that they were going to do that. But when it came time for them to pay up for services rendered, right? Now, I ain't talking about they bought life insurance from you and all of that. Yeah, that's fine. But remember, where's the majority of your compensation? It's in the referrals, right? So if you walk away from appointments with no referrals, then you've left the bulk of your compensation on the table. And I say that apologizing to people who I have gone through appointment process and I did not get referrals with you. I didn't. Even on my own appointments, I get referrals. Like you kick yourself because trust me, you're gonna need to replenish your market. That's what it is. And so it keeps you in business long term, the referrals, and it keeps you out of the cold market networking market and trying to figure out who can I talk to and all that. Guys, the way this business works and how it should be fun, we should have more people than we have time to call. Like I don't have enough moments in my calendar to be able to schedule appointments with all these people that I have. That's ultimately where we all need to be, and we can all get there. But we gotta be just relentless when it comes to getting referrals. We got to be that way. And so let me give you guys a sanitized response. I'll give you a sanitized response. Now you can say this at any point, and I want you to really see this. Once you remind them of their referral commitment and saying, hey, remember, our only fee for service is this, and this is a list of referrals of people you think can benefit from getting the same information and all that good stuff. All right, does that sound fair enough? That still sounds good? Okay, great. You can say this right after you say that. Or you can say this in response to them saying any of the objections that you heard teammates say. You say, okay, I get what you're saying. I hear you saying, let me go ahead and address the pink elephant in the room. See, we understand that sometimes people feel a little apprehensive about giving referrals because you think that I'm going to call people, you give me their number, I'm going to call them, and they're going to feel some type of way and all that type of stuff. But please rest assured that our process allows you to send each person a referral warm message beforehand so that so they know who we are and why we may be reaching out. And our goal is simply connect with good people, provide value, and see if we can help in any way. Does that sound okay? Now that's the cleaned up, sanitized version. But there's a version inside of you that can go along with this that I can't give you. I know what I say if I'm working with somebody that gives referrals, that I feel that I've really earned these referrals. I know what I say, but I can't give you what I say. I can give you a version of it. I'll say, okay, all right. A lot of times, Mr. and Mrs. Client, when people tell me that they don't want to give referrals, it's because, okay, I don't know if I'll do this on your appointment. If I'm like field training you and I'm with you and your client gives me pushback, you probably won't hear this because that's not my client. I'm representing you. And I don't want to like, but if it's my client and I'm dealing with them from beginning to the end, Jamel, I'm going to be like, now, Brenda, you know when you call somebody first name, and now and then they first name, you know what's about to come next. Be like, now, Brenda, hold on a second. Hold on. You don't know your phone there. Pull your phone up. Like, you don't know anybody? How you gonna tell me you don't know anybody? Listen, I know what it is. Let's address the pink elephant in the room. Oftentimes, when people are reluctant to give me referrals, whether they say they don't know anybody or they want to call it, you think I'm gonna call and harass these people. Did I do any of that with you? So what was your process like? Do you feel that I provided value? And what it, yeah, Nick, you did. So why you hesitant to give referrals out? Did somebody cuss you out in the past because you referred them out? Like I'm doing that type of thing with people. You get what I'm saying? Because I'm like, look, anybody that you refer, they're gonna get special treatment from me. And guys, this is what's so crazy. Very people who are telling y'all this garbage, they're referrals themselves. Like, for you, you're a referral. So it's amazing. So you have to have something inside of you that I can't give you a script for it. I can't give you verbiage. I can get you started with something, but you got to fight for your right to get referrals and to walk away with them. You got to fight for them. Now, there are some people that you don't want to mess with them. Just say, take the L and be like, all right, that's cool. And y'all know who those people are. You just don't bother with them. You found that they was throwed all through the appointment process. They ain't all there. Just, it's what it is. Let it go. But for the ones that y'all have had a great rapport, y'all have done that, you have to address it and to let them know and remind them that I've done my part. I've done my part. And so the referrals are important to me because this gives me the chance to get, for more people who to look like us, come from where we come from, that otherwise will not get this information. That's allowing me to be able to connect with them. They're not obligated to buy anything. They're not obligated to join anything. They're not even obligated to schedule an appointment with me. All I'm talking about is I want to be able to connect with them through a phone call. And they can decide if they want to move forward with an appointment, not to buy anything, and like just that. So, do you want to be the person that cuts another person's opportunity off from at least getting the information? No, you don't want to do that. So let's start with a short list. Let's start with a short list, and then you walk them into it, guys. Walk them into it. Omar, talk to us. What you got?
I was just going to add to what you were saying that also it has to do with how you're going to ask, right? Because, like I said before, you have to normalize asking for referrals. And then one thing that you can actually bring up is like nowadays, Nick, if you were the customer, the prospect client, nowadays, Nick, nobody's going to get upset if you call them talking about saving money or saving more money for retirement. So you have to normalize that you're not gonna do anything to hurt their relationship. So that way they know that they're talking to someone who's gonna take care of their referrals, as you were saying, right? And also be specific as far as when asking referrals. Don't be like, who do you know? It's more like, who lives next door? Who's your kids, parents, whatever, who you hang out with, who do you lunch with, so those kind of things.
That's good. That's good. Don't let anybody tell you that they're going to pass your number to the referrals. Don't let anybody do that. Let me tell y'all something, teammates, and we were talking about this last week. I was talking about this with Latrice and April. Nobody calls you. I'm going to repeat that. Nobody will call you. So even if you are out and about and you give your card out to somebody and tell them what you do and all of that, they are not going to call you. Well, let me take that back. How often does Haley's comment come, y'all? That's about how often somebody gonna call you. So it ain't a never. It's just real rare. Hey, Noop, it's rare, dog. It's rare. It happens when the moon is blue. It happens very few and far between, y'all. Like, so don't be thinking that, oh yeah, they said that they were gonna pass my contact information to the people that they know, and I'm just gonna sit around and wait for my phone to ring. It will never happen. Don't fall for that. Just say no. Tell them, listen, I've had people tell me that nobody calls me in this business. I have to control the point of contact. You have to control the point of contact. So that's why I want their name, because even if they have the intent of calling me, people get busy and it'll fall off their radar. But this is my business. So I will definitely reach out to them. And whether they answer the phone or they want to meet, that's on them. But at least the contact will get made. So let's make the list. I promise you they're going to get special treatment. You'll never get a phone call from anybody that you refer to me and say, why did you refer that Nick guy? He was so rude and pushy. You'll never get that phone call. And at this point, me and the clients are laughing. They be like, Nick, I know. Do you understand it? Do you know that? No, Nick, I know that. Okay, great. So like, why are you nervous about this? Let's just make a list and let other people get this information and get blessed. Let's do this. Talk to your people like that, y'all. Maybe it might be that you have to get in front of referrals to do it. But even whether it's your warm market or referrals, let them know. This is what I'm doing. This is who I am. This is what I deserve. I need them. I'm not getting off this phone without them. So come up off of them. Give me the referrals. Dadgummit. All right. So with that being said, guys, I think that's it for tonight's training. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording. Everybody good? All right, perfect.